Today on Let's Talk Jonesboro, we are pleased to have with us Haley Stotts, who is the outgoing SGA president at Arkansas State University. Welcome, Haley, to Let's Talk Jonesboro.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, tell us, now you're outgoing, that means you're graduating.
Yes, sir. So I graduate May 12th, and then I was telling a girl backstage, I'll run off to Kanakuk in Jonesboro, not in Jonesboro, in Branson this summer.
Oh.
And then I'll come back and start working in the fall here, so I'm excited.
Come back and come back to school, because graduating is the biggest mistake you can make in life.
I hate that. I hate to hear that, but I'm ready. I'm excited.
Oh, okay. Well, she's going to stay positive. Let me tell you, Arkansas State University is a vital part of Jonesboro, and yet it's got a geographical divide, and I would say maybe some sort of other divide. You know, I hear people, universities and the towns they're in, I've traveled to a large number of those in the United States in a career that required me to go to college towns quite a bit, and everyone has its criticisms, everyone has its, of course, strengths. You can't separate the two unless you're in a huge city. Sure. But I've heard compliments from outsiders at how every building is painted with ASU, Red Wolf, this, that, and they do a good job of interacting that way. But we also have that divide that I think sometimes makes people in the city forget that ASU's there, and people at ASU feel not connected to the city.
Right.
And I think this is something that you have pointed out and would like to see something that's worked on. So tell me your experience. You've been at ASU how many years? 7?
No, not 7. This will be my 4th year, so I'm excited.
You're on the fast track. You are really messing up.
I know. Maybe I should stay around and go back to school.
7 years, 7 years, yeah.
I'm ready to jump into the industry too. Actually contribute. Yes, sir.
What's your major?
It's actually creative media production, and I'm getting a minor in marketing. So.
All right. So you do have a successful plan, and you're going to be out in the workforce.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. I'll be working at St. Bernard's Healthcare, so excited to jump onto their team there. And
that's a great team to be on right there.
Mission. Yeah. Yes, sir. And in the heart of downtown, so very excited about that, to kind of jump into the community in that way.
That's fabulous. Well, that's what we want. We want ASU graduates to like Jonesboro.
Yes, sir. So
you're going to, and I know you've met a lot of people at St. Bernard's who do.
Yes, sir.
And you also want it to get better.
Right. You know, you mentioned going into university towns and stuff like that. I think the thing that we're lacking at Arkansas State, and there's not, you know, answering that question, that's the million-dollar answer, but we are a university, we are a town with a university in it, not a university town, I would say.
Okay.
I think there are definitely strides, positive strides that we can make to get there, but I think that starts with Arkansas State and the Jonesboro community joining forces in a lot of ways. So you were asking me what are some practical ways to do that. So as I was kind of brainstorming that question, I think there's several ways. I think one, just providing connectivity from campus to not only downtown Jonesboro, but the rest of the community. I know we have Craighead Forest Park, where I've spent, you know, several days throughout my college experience just getting away from campus, trying to relax, rejuvenate.
That does get you away from whatever your work day
Absolutely.
Hectic. Yeah.
Absolutely. But just, you know, providing, I've been attending a couple city council meetings. I know they're working on a bike and pedestrian plan right now under that heading of One Jonesboro. I love that mission. I love that they're trying to encompass, you know, every part of Jonesboro, make our community really a community, what it is. So I think connectivity is a big thing. I think also a lot of us students run to Memphis on the weekends or other local, you know, places to go and get that entertainment that we're looking for throughout college. But just providing more opportunities to hang out with our friends and make those connections throughout the community, not just on the weekends, but weeknights and stuff.
Right.
Keeping things open later. Like I said, we're college, or we should be a college town, so maybe having more college hours, opportunities like that. So those are two big things. There's several other things I think that we could do, but I also love Jonesboro. I would not be staying here after I graduated if I didn't think it was a community to thrive in.
Get it.
So there's great things going on here.
You know, this there is a good nexus of leaders who get it in this community. I think the new chancellor, Kelly Dampus, is one.
He's awesome.
And he really gets it. And this is something that's helping Jonesboro right now. But we still have a ways to go to get it where we want it to be. And the people who are taking that leadership role realize that their work has to be done.
Absolutely.
And it's not a criticism of Jonesboro. It's a nice city already, but it's a place. Why not be cooler? Why not be better?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm twice your age, and I spend a lot of weekends in Memphis because there are events happening. There are things going on.
Right.
So I totally get it.
Right.
What do you see? You've visited other college towns, I know. Tell me what you see. Give an example of what you see.
Okay, so we just talked about Memphis, so I'll touch back on that as well. So back, I think it was in January or February, I went and met with the student body president there at Memphis, and he kind of gave us a tour of his campus, showing how the Memphis Tigers do it and all. And something that I just really noticed, this is kind of random, but they had these tiger statues located all across their campus. And I asked him about it. I said, what's the significance of these? They all kind of had a different mural painted on them. And he said, so their centennial year, they bought 100 tiger statues, and then they auctioned them off. And so a lot of them are located on the campus, but then there's some located in the community. And so to me, that's kind of similar to how we see a lot of Red Wolf paintings on local businesses in town, but they took it a step further, you know, and like put statues. And so it's local art. They hired artists around the town to come in and paint these statues, paint murals on them. So just showcasing that talent that they have in their community and kind of connecting the campus with the community. I think that's such a unique way to do that, but it just shows that that town is supportive of their college.
Right.
So along with that, just like walking around his campus and seeing, I would say, you know, Memphis is a little more colorful than Arkansas State's campus is and stuff like that. So it's just neat to see the ways that they do things differently there.
You've been to Conway?
I have been to Conway. I took my ACT there.
You did?
Times. Yes. It's a beautiful campus. I love the red brick there, and honestly, Conway City has just really bloomed recently, I feel like. They are really trying to bring in businesses that target that younger crowd. Right. And I think they're doing well at that because people are wanting to stay in Conway and work after that.
Right.
I know for me, I'm not engaged, I'm not getting married anytime soon, so I want to feel like I'm connected with my community and there's opportunities for me to get plugged in here because I'm going to have lots of time on my hands to do that. So providing those avenues to network, but not just network, but hang out with people in the community, whether that be young or old. Like I said, I love to go to Memphis. One of my favorite things to do there is go to the Rumba Room, and it's this dance club.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very safe environment, but bringing things like that to Jonesboro where it's something outside of the box, it's something fresh, it's something new and innovative. I think we're on the cusp of a lot of great things, but just thinking outside of the box like Memphis and Conway have. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think one thing that adults my age seem to have trouble in Jonesboro is finding out what to do, what's going on. And I've lived in cities where, say, you have a particular app that the city uses, a meetup app or whatever, and you can find a club, you can find whatever niche you want. What does your generation, how do you guys stay in touch, and how do you say, hey, this is where we want to be, this is what I want to do, this is the niche, you know, because you got gamers, you've got partiers, you've got dancers, you've got all sorts of people who want to do different things with their free time. You know, hunters. I mean, how do you fish? How do you keep up?
That's a good question. I know for my generation, it's Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, those kind of social media platforms. something that unique that A-State just launched is a new A-State app. It's through this company called Ooh La La, and it's basically this platform that you can message other people on, you can post to the wall. It's much like Facebook, but also very educationally oriented, and they're pushing push notifications saying, hey, this event's going on campus tonight. If you're interested, come out, here's more information. And I can already tell that's going to transform student life at Arkansas State, because they found a way to engage students where they are using those platforms they're already on, or at least modifying it to make one that's very similar to what they're used to. And something that's really cool about this app is that you'll have to scan a QR code from here on out anytime you attend an event, and then after your 4 years, 4 to 6, 7 years, whatever it is up, you can go back and it tracks which events you've attended because you scan that QR code. So I love that app because it's really not only engaging students, but saying, hey, look at all the cool things you did in your time at Arkansas State.
Right.
And so I think that's going to be a great platform. I've already seen tons of students posting, hey, this is what I did tonight, and snaps a picture and sends it, and people are liking it and commenting, or some people are trying to sell certain things on there, but it's just a great platform that all of our student body can use to communicate and engage one another. So
it's perfect.
It's pretty cool.
Who are the people that make these things happen? Is it students? Is it professors? Who is working on the connectivity at ASU?
So you mentioned Dr. Danfus earlier. He has been absolutely wonderful for our A-State community. He has really not only engaged our particular campus, but I feel like he's gone outside and engaged the community and started that effort to bridge the gap there. But he, along with his leadership team, and I was on Student Government Association this year, so he brought in a lot of student leaders, and we talked about how can we better campus. So a lot of those things have happened from senior leadership stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, here's some gaps, how can we fill those needs? So it's been really cool to just see them step up to the plate and really try and make A-State something that everyone can be proud of and say, I attended Arkansas State University and I'm a Red Wolf, and that's a good thing.
That's right. Well, I know that there's a lot of really good A-State. The collective IQ of Jonesboro is raised significantly simply because of the educators and the students at Arkansas State University. We want to be part of that. What most people don't know is we're coming from a time where not very long ago a chancellor at A-State wanted to shut down the Marion Berry Bridge, so to kind of make it an island, and that worked to the opposite. So if we are where we are, there are mitigating factors that have held this back for a long time.
Sure.
And I think now is it's springtime in Jonesboro and ASU right now. We are ready to rumble. I think one of the things you're going to see us do is take monthly tours with jet buses and ASU students to show them for free some things around, and I hope you and I know Dr. Danfus wants to be on the first bus, so
of course he does.
Of course he does, and he'll
take
have a
selfie. Yep, of course.
We know the guy, don't we?
Yes.
So yeah, and show some of the things that maybe ASU students, particularly those who come from out of town, out of state, other countries.
Yes.
The international students, I have a particular soft spot for, because they need to understand what it's like to live in Arkansas and in a American home, what an American life lives like.
Absolutely.
And I think we can do that, and I think this needs to be a mission of the city, of the public, and of Arkansas State University.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I think I was actually thinking earlier, how cool would it be? We're all required to take a Making Connections class when we step foot on Arkansas State's campus, whether you're a freshman, transfer student, non-traditional.
Right.
And I was thinking, how cool would it be if, the city partnered with Arkansas State to kind of add a part in the curriculum where you're sharing what what is Jonesboro? What is Jonesboro about? What is Arkansas about? Because like you said, not only do we have international students, but we also have out-of-state students that may not be familiar with the South and kind of how we drink sweet tea here, you know, and eat fried chicken. So, you know, finding ways to show them what Jonesboro is all about and why you want to stay here after you graduate.
Yeah.
But also showing them civic opportunities that they have as students and how they can get involved in the local government here or just be an active voice for the student body here. I just think that would be so beneficial for the city to partner with Arkansas State and vice versa to show students like you matter, not just on Arkansas State's campus, but in Jonesboro's community. So,
tell me, now you've been SGA president, so tell me what serving in that role has enlightened, how have you been enlightened by that?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Student Government Association, I started as a freshman senator, worked my way up to president this year, and so just kind of seeing the transition, not just throughout student government, but me as a person too. There's been a lot of growth throughout the years, but this position has opened my eyes in so many ways. I got to attend our Mexico campus back in September, and just, man, our senior leadership is awesome at Arkansas State University. They have treated me not, you know, just like an adult, but also like family. They've really rallied around me and become some of my good pals throughout my time at Arkansas State. But, you know, I've also learned that leadership can be tough sometimes, and I think the city could probably agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
You're not always going to make everyone happy.
You never can make everyone happy.
And that can't be your end goal to do that either. What you have to do is take a step back and say, what's the greater good here? How can I step in and make a positive difference where I'm going to help, you know, the majority of people?
Yeah.
And so I had to learn that the hard way a couple times. Just, you know, failure is a part of life. But there were a lot of successes along the way that made it so worth it. And just the networking and connections I was able to make through that. I don't think I would be sitting here today had I not served in that role. So I'm really thankful that I was even elected in the first place and that I'm getting to sit here and talk to you today. So it's been pretty cool.
Haley, it's been a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for coming to visit us on Let's Talk Jonesboro.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure.